What's going on, you guys? It's Jamie. Welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. Today we're doing a what sold video. I'm going to be using StreamYard. I'm just trying to get familiar with it myself. So this is not going to be a live stream. I'm sure you're watching this after. I'm going to edit the video and put it up, but let's get started. All right, so I got a few things to show you guys today. Let's get started with the first one here. I'm just going to go and share my screen. It is a cassette deck. Let me get it. There we go. So this is a pile cassette deck. I picked this up, I think at Onward Thrift for about $8. It sold for $77, best offer. This was pretty cool. So you can actually convert your tapes to MP3, or you can record tape to tape. I looked this up and was pretty surprised what it was worth. So, you know, this one I bought just before Christmas, so I've had it for about a month. So this was a pretty good sale. All right, next up, let's see, what do we have? My Bible Friends. Let me get this one up here for you guys. So this was something I picked up at the Goodwill bins. It was pretty inexpensive. You pay by weight there, and I probably paid $2 to $3 for these 4 books, and it might even be less than that. I can't remember. Paper's not very expensive, but it's pretty cheap is the point. So I have this whole thing is, I think there's 5 in the whole series, 1 through 5, and I was missing number 4, so I didn't price it as high as I would like to, but I still got $34.99 plus shipping, so that was a pretty good sale. And I think I've had this one, same thing, for about a month, and it did sell pretty fast. Best offer, but you know, like I said, I'm not into it very much. I can't imagine I'm into it more than $3. All right, so next up, let's grab one. This was pretty cool. All right, so this was a game I've had for a while. It is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. This one I've had for a long time, and because of the way that the label's lifted, I've been hesitant to list it and sell it. They do sell for good money, so I just went ahead and listed it at a pretty reasonable price. It was maybe only about $5 or $10 cheaper than the average one sold, and I figured I tested it, it worked. The label was damaged, but I did put bad label, and before I shipped it, I just said to the person, hey, you know that the label's damaged, it's a working game, and they're like, yep, totally cool with that. And so I did sell for $55 plus $15 shipping, and I picked this up at a yard sale for like $1 or $2 in the summer. Really good flip. Like I said, I was a little worried about the label because I didn't want it to be returned. But so I just put it in the listing, and then once again, I said to the buyer that, you know, when they did buy it, you know, this has got the bad label. They said yes, and everything was good. So once again, good sale. Pokemon stuff always sells really well. Let's go with this one right here. So this was a Brother electronic typewriter. I did look up the model number. It's not listed here. EP5, that could have been it. Anyway, it did have the ribbon in it, and I did test it out. I was able to type a few things out, make sure everything worked. And I took a best offer of $45.49. This thing was a little bit bulky to ship. I charged $15 for shipping. I think it might have cost me a few extra dollars, to be honest, but I still made it really well. I picked this up at the Goodwill bins, and I think I paid about $4 for it. So it's a pretty good flip. And I think I've sold this one once before, and then the buyer didn't pay, so I had to relist it again. But all in all, it was a good sale. All right, let me grab another one here, guys. Okay, so this is Halo Master Chief, the Master Chief collection. So this is, I think, got all the Halos on it or whatever. So this came out of a lot or a bundle that I bought just the beginning of the year. So thrift stores and everything are closed down in Ontario again, and now we've just become into a state of an emergency. So even more stuff is limited. So it's really hard to buy stuff. But before that happened, right after New Year's, I went out and bought a couple of big lots of video games. So I bought an Xbox One with like 17 games and 2 controllers. And I basically did that so that I could piece it out and sell all the video games separate. A few I lotted up that weren't worth a ton of money. But this one was worth some pretty good money. So I sold it for $19.98 plus $15 shipping, and I have $300 into the whole lot. I know I'm already in the profit. I think it's going to be coming up eventually here. I did sell the Xbox. I'm going to sell the controller separate. So that's something I like to do. If I buy a big video game lot for a decent price, I will break it all up so I can make the maximum amount of money off of my buy. You know, some things I will just lot together and sell together, but you know, if I'm going to spend a decent amount of money, I'm going to try to maximize the amount of return that I can get on it. All right, so like I said, I'm just learning how to use this program, so let me grab another one here. what's next? Okay, so this was another lot that I bought. It was a Nintendo lot. So we bought a Super Nintendo, which my wife kept, and we went out and bought, I think, Super Mario Brothers. It also came with, I think, Power Rangers game for Super Nintendo. And then I got a regular NES with a whole bunch of games, maybe 8 or 9 games. But I did lot these ones together. Mario 1, 2, and 3. This is Mario and Duck Hunt. I think they had the black sleeves, but they don't have cases or anything like that. Pretty good sale. For the whole lot, I think I paid for my part of that bundle, $100. And you'll see up here in a minute. We'll talk about the NES when I get to it. I've already sold the games, the NES. I sold some more Nintendo games from this lot. So I'm already in the profit. Didn't make a lot of money off of this Nintendo buy, but I'll explain that in a little bit. All right, let me pull up another one here, guys. Just going through a list. I got a whole bunch of tabs open on my computer, so just bear with me. Okay, so these are a pair of boots. I did buy these. They are Columbia Summit 2 women's insulated boots, and the bottom's all rubber. So it's kind of like a duck boot at the bottom or whatever. These are pretty heavy duty. I got these at the Goodwill bins. I bet you I paid $2 maybe for them at the most. And I did sell them once and the buyer didn't pay, and I sold them again. But these have only been listed for about a month, so they did sell pretty fast. Like I said, I sold them. I had to go through the case closing for the sale because buyer didn't pay. But the second time this person paid right away, and it sold for $26.60. Not a lot of money, but right this time of year, winter boots are going to sell. I'm actually even selling quite a bit of shoes just in general right now, but winter boots for sure this time of year. Boots and jackets sell well. All right, let me grab another one here, guys. Just go down. Okay, so this should be the Xbox One. So this was the Xbox One from the bundle that I bought. It sold for $180 plus $20 shipping. Now, I thought when I bought the bundle, it was going to be worth more. I wasn't sure if I was buying the 500 or the terabyte. The person, when I asked questions, didn't really know. And then when I found out more, I found out this was like an older one. This was a day one limited edition 500 gig. It had the controller actually says like first edition or day one edition or something, but I am selling the controller separate. So this is just the Xbox One. I got $180 and $20 for shipping to the US, I believe. Now with this guy, like I said, I paid $300 for the lot. So I paid $300 for the Xbox, 17 games, 2 controllers. I don't think I'm missing anything there. The controllers I have listed at about close to like between $45 plus shipping. So just on the controllers and the Xbox, I'll make my money back and I'll make all the money on the games. So this is a pretty good buy for me. I don't normally look for stuff like this. Sometimes I do. I've made videos in the past where I've bought video game buyouts and stuff like that. But the reason why I was looking for something is because I knew thrift stores were going to be closed down. They were closed down just after Christmas, I think Boxing Day here. And then we were getting ready to think things were going to open again. And like I said, we went in Ontario, Canada. We went into a state of emergency now. So things are going to be closed for another 28 days or so. So you have to get a little bit creative in how you find stuff. So Facebook Marketplace, locally Kijiji, I've been finding things. I've been finding things around the house that have just been sitting that we are not using anymore. And I'm just listing what I can because it's very challenging times now if you're a online reseller, especially in Ontario. All right, let me grab another one here. Looks like I'm right here. Okay, so this is a pretty good one. This was, I think, the last day I went into a Goodwill before Christmas. So it was the last day they were open in my area. And I picked up this Hamilton Beach here. I think I paid $6 for this, and it's brand new in box. I brought it home. I just pulled it out of the box enough to just make sure everything was sealed and brand new, and it certainly was. And I actually had this same one myself. We made some milkshakes at Christmas time. It works really well. This is a pretty good sale, $45, $15 shipping. I think you can get a little bit more money for these. I was just looking for a quick flip, and it went somewhere local within a couple hours, so the shipping was pretty reasonable for me. So all in all, good sale, fast flip. I would buy this again for sure. All right, let's see. All right, let me see if I can grab another one here. I have quite a few up here in my list in the tab. So this was another one I bought, another video game lot. Let's talk about it for a second. Nintendo Wii. So around Christmas time, I bought myself a Wii because I knew we were going to be at home. I didn't currently have a video game system for ourselves, so we've been playing Mario Kart and Super Mario Brothers. And when I bought it for myself, I vastly realized how much money these things are still worth. So I started looking for more I could buy locally. So I bought this one, came with a few games. I kept the games. I'm going to sell the games separate. This alone, just the Wii Sports Resort, and the one motion controller paid for everything. So now I have, I think, about 10 more games that I can sell and make profit on. Some of them are really good. I think Mario Kart was part of that. That's like a $45 game all by itself. I do have some other Mario games too that I'm going to sell. I can't remember where they are the exact second, but it was a pretty good lot. So this pretty much paid for itself. There's a good sale. I would pick up Wii stuff whenever you can. I did see before we went into a shutdown again, a lot of Wiis were about $40. So if you could buy a Wii for $40 and flip it for, 60 to 100, depending on what you have with it, they're pretty good. You can flip them locally too. There's tons of people selling them locally in my area, and I'm sure they are in yours too. Okay, so this was a game, the Guy game. I never got a chance to play this. I did sell my Nintendo, not a Nintendo, obviously, PlayStation 2. So I did a PlayStation 2 buyout. If you guys remember, I bought a whole bunch of PS2 games, PS1 games, had the Rock Band kit. If you don't remember that, I will link it in the video below because it's a pretty good video game buyout. I made a bunch of money off of that. It's paid for itself 2 times over. And this is another good one. I had to wait a while for the right person to get this one, the Guy game. I should have tried it while I still had a PlayStation 2 in my house, but I did accept the best offer, $45 plus shipping. I'm running a sale right now, so this was 30% off by the looks of it. I think that was one of my goals for this month. I was running a 30% sale from like the first week of January to like the 20th of January. I'm just trying to get rid of some older stock. Now, not that I consider this to be older, and I probably didn't need to put it on sale, but I was just trying to move some inventory, make some room for some new stuff for 2021. All right, let's see. I don't know how many I have left, but we'll keep going until I run out. See, there's about 3 left. Okay, so back to the Nintendo story. So I bought this Nintendo. So I bought the Nintendo, and I think like 7 or 8 games, something like that. I was $100 into it. We also at the same time bought a Super Nintendo for $75. The Super Nintendo works fine. We still have it. My wife's been playing it. The Nintendo didn't come with a power cord. So I contacted the person and said, hey, can you double look for the power cord? They couldn't find it. They were nice enough to say they're very sorry. They left $20 on their porch for me. I went and picked it up, and they said you can buy one on eBay. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely can. I really appreciate it. They didn't have to do that, but they did. So in the meantime, I did find a power cord around my house that worked, and it wasn't enough voltage. I plugged it in, it turned on. I knew it powered on, and the game turned on. So everything seemed to be okay. So I went on eBay. I bought a power supply, had it sent to me. It's the OEM, so the original one. You can see it in the picture right there. It's black. Plugged it in, flashing red light. So clearly this Nintendo doesn't work. It does have its moments when it works. I did look it up. You can take it apart, clean the teeth. Sometimes you have to replace some pins. For the time and the money, I don't think it would cost me a lot of money to fix this, but the time it would take me, I might find it a little bit fun to do that. So as a project, it'd be okay, but as part of a reselling business, it's probably not. I'm still going to make money on this deal. As you can see, I sold this for $40. I already sold those other Nintendo games. There's a lot of 3 for $45. I think for like $10 or $15. It's not part of this, but I've already sold like the Ninja Turtles game I had, and I still have some more games. So I'm going to break even, plus make maybe 20 or 30 bucks on this deal. Not great. But if this Nintendo was in working condition, I probably would have did okay. I probably would have doubled my money, pretty close to double my money on this deal. Not a big deal. Things like that happen. I knew I wasn't going to lose money either way. Like I said, right now with sourcing, I'm willing to take chances on things. And the fact that this person was willing to help me and buy the power supply for me, or at least part of it. I think I had to pay an extra like $8, but I was okay with that. I was a little annoyed at the moment, but in the end, it really did work out fine. And this is a good sale. If you do find Nintendo stuff when you guys are yard sailing, probably not going to find one in a thrift store. And if you do, you're going to pay out. But at a yard sale, somebody might sell it to you for 20 bucks, with a bunch of games. And you can either part it all out, lot it together, and sell it like that. But definitely a good thing to be on the lookout for. All right, we're down to the final 2. So let's grab these. First, this was pretty cool. Picked this up just before Christmas at Onward Thrift. I think I paid about $4 for this. It was sitting on they have a rack, and there's like mannequin heads beside, and I seen it sitting there, and I'm like, I noticed the Harley Davidson patch, and I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. That's got to be worth something. Looked it up. It actually has the authentic Harley logo inside and everything. And what are these called? Harley Davidson Cabbie style, new Cabbie. I've seen them name a lot. I've seen them name a lot of things, but you know, they're pretty neat. It's just a leather hat, really. Anything Harley Davidson, if it's branded and official, it's going to be worth some good money. So this one sold for $39.98 plus shipping. Now, I did have an issue with this one. The person did buy it. They had said they were away and they were going to pay later. I said, okay. Now, the issue there is after, I think, 4 days or something like that, I have it set up that eBay will instantly open a case. So this one actually got to the very last day of item not paid for, and the person did pay for it, and I got shipped out right away. It is a little bit annoying sometimes to have to wait for payment, but it's just the way it is. You can request instant payment if somebody pays full price, but if you either send out an offer or accept the best offer, that isn't, they can just wait whenever they want to. Not whenever they want to. There is a time limit, but it's crazy that they can even wait like 4 days. I understand, you know, 24 hours, 48 hours if it's a weekend or whatever, but usually, personally myself, if I'm buying something online, I'm usually paying for it when I buy it. So the fact that people don't do that's a little crazy. I wish eBay would change that, but that's just the way it is. So it's something we just have to get used to. All right, so the last one here for this what sold video. So this is all stuff that sold from January 1st to when I'm recording this, it is Saturday, so it's the 16th of January. So this is stuff that sold in the last 15 days. Now, I've sold quite a bit more stuff. My sales have been up a ton. I sold a bunch of garage band, not quite, rock band stuff, a lot more games, some lower end stuff, some t-shirts, jackets, all kinds of stuff. I just thought I'd share with you guys some of my favorite things I've sold so far this month. So I'm going to share this one. I don't know if you guys know that I do this or not, but I do sell mystery boxes. So this was a mystery box, $60. This one was free shipping. So if it's in Canada, I'll ship it for free. And if I'm shipping to the States, I charge $10 for shipping. And honestly, that's pretty good. Usually if I'm shipping these boxes to the States, it usually costs me 25 bucks to ship that far. So I'm not going to do it for free. But in Canada, I can usually get away with doing it for free with shipping and tracking. So with these guys, what I generally do is I'll put about 6 of them up. How many? It says I've sold 5 in this, so I must have a couple left. I don't know if it even says on there available 5. So I threw 10 up. So I went through half what I have. So a lot of times I'll sell my Funko Pops. You know, I'm not going to give you like the cheapest one that I have. I'm not going to give you the best one that I have, but I will just basically be getting rid of stuff. A lot of times I'll try to do pop culture stuff or superhero stuff. So you're guaranteed to get a Funko Pop. I usually will give out Disney pins, and they're the trading pins, like park pins. So I bought a huge lot of those. Me and my wife collect them personally, and then we trade them, and we plan on, when we can go back to Disney, we plan on taking them to Disney and trade. But I also use them in these mystery boxes and give a couple, usually 2 pins away in a box. So you get a Funko Pop, a couple trading pins, and then everything else can be random. A lot of time it's going to be sometimes it's Lego. A lot of times it is Hot Wheels cars. Sometimes like the mini figures, whatever. You're going to get 5 or 6 things from me. I think in the description, it says you'll get at least 5, and I always put 6 things in so that the person is happy. If for some reason the stuff that I'm giving you is less expensive, I might put in more or smalls. Basically, I'm trying to get rid of stuff that's been sitting for a while that's still really cool. It's just maybe not something people would buy all the time. Like I have got rid of some mangas and stuff like that, and graphic novels that I bought this way as well. Bought them. They're really valuable. They're collectible, but they're not something that always gets sold. It takes the right buyer. But a lot of times if I throw like a Walking Dead comic in a mystery box, somebody's very happy about it, even though they might not have bought it themselves. They're definitely not disappointed when they get something like that. So this is a really good way to get rid of some of your old inventory if you sell a lot of like pop culture type stuff. Now, the only thing I'd have to say is, for the most part, it needs to be new in packaging. The only thing that I sell in these mystery boxes that isn't new are the Disney pins, and it does disclaim that the pins are traded and used. So as long as you're saying how you are selling it is fine. You could totally sell a whole box full of used stuff, and it is okay as long as the buyers know what they're getting. That was my first attempt at using StreamYard. It went okay. It was sort of just a learning process. I didn't really know what to expect. I do hope to use it to do some live videos in the future. But until next time, guys, stay safe, take care. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.